Hey, what's up, guys? This is your girl, PerCilla Zeno, the healing partner. I am caught with my pants down right now. I'm trying to continue to set up, but namaste to you, Instagram. Namaste to you, Facebook. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm so grateful for you guys for being here. And yeah, let's get into some self-love and some self-healing today. So for those of you who do not know me, my name is PerCilla Zeno. I am the healing partner. This message is brought to you by That's in Life, the Wellness Foundation, which is a nonprofit specifically geared for helping those, especially those who have been through trauma, abuse, whether it be verbal, substance, or physical abuse. And it's also geared to those who are looking for a second chance, those who are coming from out of incarceration. So we are here every single week helping those that are living their life, trying to get through their life in the best possible way that they can. Me, I'm certified in energy medicine. I am also certified in peer recovery support, which allows me to be registered through the Board of Counseling. Also, I am certified community health worker. So I really enjoy what I do, but most importantly, I am all things self-healing and self-care. So if you see me kind of looking all around, it's mostly because I am looking over Instagram up here and I'm looking over at Facebook up here. So that's what the deal is. But I'm super excited about our topic of the day, which is making sure that we are really focusing on self-love and what that is, self-love, and also making sure that you have the 7 steps to be happy, your 7 steps to a happy. What does that look like? So that's the topic of today. We're going to really kind of get into it. And I really want some engagement from you guys too, because at the end of the day, we kind of learn from each other. What does it look like in your life? And I'm going to be posting up your comments as I hear more of what it is that you guys are doing with regards to your own self-love and your 7 steps to a happier life. All right. Hello, Dunn Wingate. Thank you so much for joining. I'm super excited. Thank you so much for being here on Instagram. And hello, I'm not sure, I haven't gotten any comments yet of who's out there. I see it's a couple people out there, but if you post up and say hello, let me shout you out. All right. So the first thing we're going to do is, again, we're talking about the 7 steps to happy and what that looks like as far as self-love is concerned. And so when we think about self-love and what those self-love lessons are, and kind of thinking about the 7 steps to happy and a more kind of loving relationship with yourself. What does that look like? Well, the very first step is keeping your word to yourself. That's the very first thing, is keeping your word to yourself. So I don't know about you, but I've always found it easier to keep my word to other people than to keep my word to myself. And that is like a total mistake, okay? It's a total mistake, because at the end of the day, when you tell yourself you're going to do something for yourself, you need to start actually doing it. If you need help, there's a book out called How to Start Keeping Promises to Yourself. I can't remember the author right now, but it's called How to Start Keeping Promises to Yourself. Go check that book out. You are every bit as important as the other people in your life to whom you always keep your word to. So you need to definitely start keeping your word to yourself. The second thing that needs to happen is self-discipline, which is really all about self-care. So you don't think twice about kind of like brushing your teeth every day, do you? Right? Hi, Mian. Thank you so much for joining. I'm super grateful. Thank you. And I think David's here. So David, since you're here, if you see some comments popping up, if you can post those up so that I can kind of shout those people out. But the second thing is that, again, we're talking about self-discipline. And if you don't think twice about brushing your teeth, you know that failure to do so is going to kind come up with some ugly consequences, right? So the same goes for bathing, and I can go on and on with that whole situation. You already practice self-discipline in many areas of your life. So there are probably at least a few areas, though, that you're dodging or stepping up, that you need stepping up to the plate in order to kind of commit an action. So examples of that would be like a healthier diet and exercise, or taking time to relax and committing to that, taking time to discipline yourself with regards to money and managing your money. And then also budgeting your time. Like that one is a biggie, budgeting your time. And I'm still working on that as well. But I think you kind of get the picture. Just think of a moment about your life where you benefit from being more self-disciplined, whatever area that is, because your relationship with yourself will be infinitely better if you identify what you want and commit to self-discipline that requires you to fix those things that you're not getting, okay? Number 3 is trusting your instincts and listening to your intuition. Trusting your instincts and listening to your intuition. So your inner compass wants the best for you, so that your inner compass wants the best of you, so that when it's time for you to really kind of start listening to your higher self, you can do that. So the benefits of hearing and heeding that inner voice, though, is that you are directing you to your best priceless life. That's the key. Like, you really have to kind of listen to your inner voice. There is an author, her name is Sonia Choquette, and Sonia Choquette, she's considered by lots of people of the world as an expert in like human intuition, and she's so good at it. And I follow her. I've read her books. I use her practice with regards to following my intuitions, and it has taken me beyond what I could ever imagine. So just remember that you can activate your intuition if you choose to. And I'm going to be giving a class with regards to how you can activate your intuition. So if you're interested in that class, definitely just hit the number 5 below. Just hit number 5, and I will make sure that you get that information. You just need to type in the number 5, and I will get your information for connecting with your intuition. Okay. Now, we had a comment. Actually, we had 3 comments. All right. So the first comment that we had was from David, who said, "That's what I need to work on, relaxing and my general relationship with myself." All right. And I see your 5s, David. I see your 5s. So we will definitely keep you in contact with the class that we have with coming up with that. Okay, so I've just talked to you about number 3. And so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk to you about, I see you, Terry. I saw your number 5. I'll make sure that you have access to that class as well. So number 4, thanks, David. Number 4 is practicing compassionate and self-affirming self-talk. Okay, so here's the deal with that. If you're like me, your inner voice doesn't always offer kind and compassionate feedback sometimes. But if you're also like me, you know how to counter that. But if you don't, we'll be talking about that in the class. In fact, I want you to understand that, like, your inner dialogue, when you use it to discuss, like, okay, let me go back. Let me kind of use myself. So my inner dialogue, when I used to discuss me, was kind of like really mean, especially when I was overweight. I would never talk to someone else, though, the way I was talking to myself. And I'm amazed at how I was so self-critical for so many years, and I never realized kind of like the damage that it did over time. And now I understand that the self-talk that I'm giving myself, not just about me, but over my life, like even when I speak things into existence, people say, "Oh, you're not being real. Like, that's not reality." BS. It is reality. It's my reality. That's what I choose to speak. And even that which appears to oppose me still works for my good. And that's how I speak about myself. And that's how I speak about my life. And so with that, it's time to stop kind of berating yourself. All right. Loving relationships are built on honest yet loving dialogue, even with you. That's true for your relationships with others. And it's just like it's just as true with the relationship you have with yourself. So another author that I follow, her name is Louise Hayes, and she is hands down like the queen of ideas when it comes to letting go of critical inner voices and nurturing yourself during times that you feel kind of down or you're not feeling very connected. You need uplifting messages. And if this is an area that you need more to improve on, I want you to consider purchasing her book also, which is called the Essential Louise Hay Collection. Now, you can, there's hey Jill, nice to see you. Good to see you. Thanks for joining. So at the end of the day, if you're reading things also, and I will say this before we go to our next point, you will need to continue to practice purchasing things that are going to keep that positivity in you, that are going to keep that self-talk in you, that's going to keep you from a negative self-talk place. And sometimes we do need to feed our minds with that information. All right. So the fifth thing, as we continue to talk about the 5 things that'll keep us happier with regards to self-love, is celebrating the body temple and care for it with reverence. Celebrating the body temple and caring for it with reverence. Okay, so I still got a long way to go on this one, all right? And well, I won't say I still have a long way to go. I still have a ways to go, but I've come a long way, but I still have a ways to go. And I know that I'm not by myself with this particular issue. I've been mistreating my body with kind of like inadequate exercises and poor nutrition for as long as I can remember. And instead of appreciating my body for the wonderful things that it does for me, I admonish it for not being the pleasing shape that I want it to be in. So, which is kind of ironic since I'm responsible for its round shape or for its kind of like curviness. Like that's all me and I'm responsible for that. So when I'm in a relationship with another person and they do wonderful things for me, I kind of show my appreciation for that, right? I don't kind of show my appreciation for that. I do show my appreciation for that. Well, when I'm in a relationship with my body, I'm not expecting anyone else to kind of change that relationship. I have to keep the relationship, and it starts with me. So instead, I need to just encourage myself to start looking at my body and appreciating it for what it is and for what it does. And I'm so grateful that I can move my arms, I can move my hands. I'm grateful that, you know what I'm saying, even though I am a little curvy around the hips, I'm grateful that my ancestors made me this way. I'm grateful that, you know, I can now come to a place where I am doing the things that I need to do to appreciate what's best for me. So instead, I just want to encourage you to start looking at your body and appreciating it for all that it does for you. Okay. Now, number six, which is a biggie. Stop wasting your energy on things that do not matter. Stop wasting your energy on things that do not matter. I used to literally lose sleep over things that did not matter. And you know what the crazy part is? The crazy part is that I want you to kind of like think about this. What's most important in your life? What is it? I can tell you that the best way to know this is to think about the very last day of your life. And that's the time when what matters most comes into crystal clear focus. That's what happens. So some of the things that people think about, you know what I'm saying, when they think about the last days of their life, which typically people don't really think about that, but they think about, man, I wish I had courage to live a life that was true to myself and not a life that other people expected me to live. Or I wish I hadn't to work so hard. Or I wish I had enough courage to express my feelings the way I feel versus, being like trying to be nice, to save face for someone else. I wish I had stayed in touch with certain friends, or I wish I had let myself be happier. Well, here's the deal. It's time to stop giving so much attention to those issues and those people and the things that simply don't matter. And most importantly, do what you need to do so that you can see the grand scheme of your life and what it is that you want for your life. All right. Don't wait until the end of your life to figure out what's most important to you. That is one of the things that I kind of did, where it took literally my son's death for me to actually see that I had a life. And I know that it sounds kind of crazy, but literally I changed my whole life. Now, people who know you, they won't understand it. So you will lose friends. I promise you, you will lose friends, because I've lost lots of friends. Well, friends. Friends. I lost lots of friends because they didn't understand and they didn't embrace who I truly was. Because before, I was really kind of living the life of a phony. I really was kind of living the life of, let me just tell you what you need to hear because I really love you and I don't want to lose you. Instead of, let me tell you how I really feel, and if you love me, because I do love you, and that's why I'm giving you, that's the reason why I'm being transparent. And if you love me, you will continue to love me the way I am. That's pretty much what that is. And we need to be able to understand that we cannot continue to waste time with regards to that. Okay. So now we're moving on to number 7, which is, remember your actions speak louder than words, and they speak louder than anything else. All right. So all the talk in the world isn't worth a hill of beans if your actions don't back it up. I love to tell people that I'm a woman of my word, and I do my best to keep my word. If I say I'm going to do something, I do it. And if for some reason I can't do it, I let the person know what happened, what's going on, or what have you. I am being very forthright about what's going on. But here's the deal. You can say you love yourself, but if you're regularly engaged in activities that rob you of your energy, you don't love yourself. I'm just being straight up. You don't love yourself if you are regularly engaged in activities that rob you of energy. And I'm not talking about just, it can be activities. It can be freaking relationships. I don't care what it is. If it's robbing you of your energy, you don't love yourself. Okay? Or you have a bit of a warped understanding of what loving yourself is, and now the universe is blessing you with this information so that you can get aligned with what loving yourself truly is. Okay? And that's the information that I'm giving you right now. Okay, so we have a couple comments. All right, so David said, one more time for the people in the back. He said, nope. And then he said, it is possible to love yourself too much. Yes, it is possible to love yourself too much. We will talk about that. That's not the topic of the day today. But we'll talk about that. But right now, this is for the people in the back who basically think that they love themselves, but they're engaged in activities that are robbing themselves of energy, robbing themselves of allowing others to steal their passion, or the things that are stealing their passion, allowing things to diminish their happiness, or things that cause you unnecessary stress. Like, All right. I talk about this in my book, which if you haven't gotten it already, you better go pick it up. I am healing the 7 secrets of wellness and self-care. And I am the guru of self-healing, okay? And I'm going to tell you right now, in my book, I talk a lot about this. Parents who are parents of adult children. Parents who are parents of adult children. Hey, Sarah, thank you for joining. Love you, sis. If you are a parent of adult children, you will understand and connect with what I am saying right now, okay? It's okay to have stress with your kids sometimes. But with those adult kids, at some point you have to lay things down and let them figure it out. Because otherwise they will take you to a whole nother plane. All right. And you have to learn how to get yourself back to not being an enabler. All right. And allow them to live their life if they're not looking for your help. And if they want to make the mistakes, let them make the mistakes. But at the same time, if you're giving them the information that they don't want to follow, you cannot continue to stress yourself out. Okay. Sometimes you just have to leave yourself. You have to leave yourself a place where you can say, you know what? I hear you, and I'm just going to let you make that decision. If this is the way you choose to go, that's fine. All right. So don't cause yourself unnecessary stress or just leave you feeling flat out awful. Like, why? There's no need for that. And don't let anyone guilt you into it. Okay. Then you're not, when you're practicing those practices, of diminishing your happiness, allowing people to steal your passion, or making you feel outright awful. All right. Then you're not in a loving relationship with yourself. You're not. And it's time to start making life affirming and self-loving for choices for yourself, because you are truly your own best friend. Now, I am going to kind of revert to the words, the greatest love of all, in that that was sung by Whitney Houston. And she talks about that the greatest love of all is easy to achieve. Do you know why the greatest love of all is easy to achieve? The greatest love of all is easy to achieve because the greatest love of all is inside of me. That's why it's easy to achieve. So if you don't see the greatest love of all inside of yourself first, it's going to be really hard to achieve when you're trying to love someone else. And these are facts. All right. So I hope that, this is going to be something where you guys are all understanding, like, this is something that I need. And while you're doing that, I want you to remember to not to forget to hold on for a second. I'm having a hard time here. All right. I also want you guys to not to forget that you can also pick up my book. I am healing the 7 secrets to wellness and self-care. Written by your girl, PerCilla Zeno, the Healing Partner. It can be picked up on my website, TheHealingPartner.com, with all of my healing gear. You can also pick it up at Amazon.com, BarnesandNobles.com, Walmart.com, Target.com, but we are international. We are international. We sold books in Australia. We sold books in Canada. So yes, pick up the book. It is healing some folks, and it will help heal you as well. We are still taking, for those of you who are looking for a job, we are still taking resumes for grant writers, for qualified mental health professionals. And if you know these folks, look, let them know. This is in the coronavirus time where people are looking for jobs. So if you're a peer recovery specialist, or if you're not a peer recovery specialist and you would like to be one, talk to me. Reach out to info@thatzenlife.org so that we can give you what you need with regards to the training that you're going to need to get the job. We had another oh, that was Sarah. Hey, Sarah. So and then lastly, I'm sorry, I should say next, we are still looking for housing. So if you know someone who has commercial properties or residential properties for rent or for sale, those things are still needed for the people that we serve at Guys in Life Wellness Foundation, which is a 501c3 nonprofit catering to those going through trauma, or they have been through trauma, if they have been incarcerated and they are looking for a second chance. We are looking to help those coming out of those places, or if you are looking for help with regards to substance abuse and mental health challenges. So you can definitely email us at info@thatzenlife.org. And then now, last but not least, I want you guys all to know to fill the negative spaces in your life with positively every single thing that you need. My name is PerCilla Zeno. I am the healing partner. Please don't forget to like and share this video. You never know who may be needing the help or this information. So don't forget to share it. Don't forget to like it. And I just want to say to you guys, thank you so much. I'm super grateful for you guys being here. Be well, rock on, and most importantly, again, fill the negative spaces in your life with positively every single thing that you need. See you later. Bye-bye.